Well, in our last issue of Motive Garage, you saw that we got a whole heap of wiring and fabrication work done with the dummy engine in the car. Well, it's pretty obvious that it's since been removed and some of those parts have been sent off to be painted or powder coated. So now, the empty engine bay highly anticipates its new 2.2 litre engine, which is about to be built. Now, one part that has recently arrived is the new clutch for JET200. What was wrong with the old one, you ask? Well, as good as it was simply too aggressive and too heavy for a 4-cylinder high-revving engine at over 20 kilos, which is a similar weight to a factory clutch and flywheel setup. Now, this new clutch is from Direct Clutch Services in Brisbane, Queensland. Now, these guys are not only exidy dealers and can rebuild whatever you throw at them, they also have their own range of DCS clutches. They've been around for over 20 years and their product has been proven in many 7-second drag cars, tarmac cars, rally cars, drift cars, track cars, anything you can think of, and now it's going in JET200. Now, this is one of their billet clutches, which are available in single, twin and triple configurations. There's also multiple options for the type of plates and clamping forces used, and they can be rated from anywhere to 400 to 2,000 horsepower. Now, this one specifically is a street series clutch, and these have been used in tarmac spec rally cars with up to 800 rear wheel horsepower, so we are not going to have a problem. Now, Drew and the guys tailor-made our clutch to suit the application, so let's take it apart and take a closer look. Now, the standard SR20 clamping force isn't far off at 1,500 pounds, but because we have 2 clutch plates to share the load, the effective clamping force is still more than doubled. And what you have to remember about our engine, it's going to rev very hard to make its power, so it can have a lighter clamping force than, say, a V8 with equivalent power that does it with more torque. Now, the other thing is JET200 is going to weigh under 1,100 kilos. This helps the clutch handle even more power again. So why go overkill with the clutch when all you're going to do is break drivetrain components? Now, the floater and the pivot are also made of billet, which means they can handle way more heat and way more abuse. Now let's take a look at the clutch plates. They are 8-puck cerametallic unsprung items. Being unsprung means they're lighter, while being an 8-puck cerametallic item means it has a much softer engagement and can also handle more heat than a 5-puck or a 3-puck can. Now, if you keep going, the intermediate plate is also billet and nice and strong. And one thing I love about these clutches is they're labelled so you can't put it together the wrong way, like I've seen done many times before. Now, the flywheel, CNC machined to perfection out of billet, making it stronger, lighter and able to handle more heat than the factory item. Now, one thing we did a little bit different is because our car's going to rev to 9,000 RPM, we opted to have the ring gear machined into the flywheel instead of having a press-on ring gear, which does cost a little bit extra. Another modification that we had done to our flywheel is some of the material was actually machined out, as you can see with these holes, which makes our flywheel even lighter than normal. Now, one great bonus of a direct clutch twin plate compared to some of the overseas name brand clutches is that it's very easy and very cheap to rebuild. If you send this up to the guys, it'll cost $660 to rebuild it to brand new specifications. But then again, with how tough this thing is, you'll probably sell your car before you need to rebuild it. Now, this work of art, all up, weighs 11.2 kilograms, which is very light considering it doesn't use any rare or weird carbon parts.